Good morning, everyone, or afternoon, depending when you're watching this, or evening. So this is section 11.3. We're going to talk about ellipses. Okay, so ellipses are like squished circles. They're an conic section, right? If you take the double cone that we talked about before and you cut through it at an angle, then instead of getting a circle, you get an ellipse. Right? So it's kind of like a circle, but you don't have a constant radius. So if you look at a picture of an ellipse, we're going to see a couple of versions, ones that are sort of flatter and ones that are more taller, right? So we have the major axis and the minor axis. So the major axis is the longer one and the minor axis is the shorter one. It's like from the center. Right, we're still going to have a center at HK. Right, so the center here is at HK. That's really thick. Let me change the thickness there. Right. It's the major axis is kind of your movement in the horizontal. Well, it's not. The major axis is the longer one, but from the center you move the same number of units left, right, and a different number of units up, down. Okay. You also have vertices are like at the end points of your major axes, and the foci are. We're not really going to talk about the foci too much in this course. We do. If you kind of take more advanced courses, then you kind of get more into that. But the foci is like these ellipses are kind of are used in application problems, and that like focuses the signal or the light or whatever you're working with. With ellipses, what happens is that if, say, you take a string and you connect it at the two foci, and you also connect it to the side of the ellipse, then these lengths will stay constant. Okay, so if I move this point along, so if I move to a different point on the ellipse, like this length and this length would change, but the sum will stay the same. Okay, so that's a property of the ellipse. All right, so that's it for the intro. We'll work through some problems. Mainly, we're going to learn about the standard equation of the ellipse, graphing ellipses, first starting at the origin and then somewhere else, other points, and then looking at equations of the ellipse that it's not in standard form and using completeness squared to put them in standard form so we can figure out center and axes and how to graph it.